The Sri Ram temple consecration ceremony in Ayodhya is just a day away, and the soul of Sanatan culture, Raghunandan Raghav Ram Lalla, or Sri Ram, is set to be enshrined in a grand and divine temple in his birthplace, Avadhpuri, or which is more commonly known as Ayodhya. Now, India's temple town is all decked up and preparations are on in full swing. Huge bunches of vividly hued marigold flowers are ready to greet the devotees at the Panchvati Ashray Sthal. Scores of devotees from Maharashtra arrived at Ayodhya full of joy and excitement. And then we can also see electric buses, which have also been introduced in expectation of high tourist and pilgrim footfall. People from all across India are arriving in Ram Janambhoomi Tirth Kshetrapuram tent city for the grand consecration ceremony. Yatradham.com has put up special banner to write wishes at the city's iconic Lata Mangeshkar Chowk, which is essentially a road crossing. Now, the roundabout in the heart of Ayodhya, named after legendary Indian singer Lata Mangeshkar, is also a popular attraction in the city. A Surat-based artist has also created a magnificent Sri Ram temple framed with diamonds. Meanwhile, in the Indian state of Gujarat, 500 children from Swami Narayan Gurukul have made a human chain bearing Sri Ram's name. And then you can see 11,111 square feet beautiful Rangoli of Sri Ram. Now, India's most expensive Ramayana book has also reached the holy city, and it is fast becoming the center of attraction. It is worth almost $2,000. Special preparations were also seen in Nepal's Sita Devi Mandir. Now, security is also being tightened ahead of Monday's grand ceremony. Elaborate arrangements have been put in place to facilitate the ceremony's smooth flow. Indian Army Signals Corps has placed drone jammer systems in Ayodhya. The excitement can be felt not just all across the country, but also around the world. The Indian diaspora in the UK is also set to celebrate the auspicious occasion. And here are some visuals from one of the Hindu temples in UK. Celebrations were also seen in the United States. Our correspondent Susan Tehrani spoke to the president of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad America, Director Ela Sukhadia, regarding the preparations of the celebration. Listen in.
It is very special for us. Ram is embodiment of Dharma. Dharma is righteousness, and it means a lot to us. Our ancestors have seen destruction of the temple many years ago, and it was very painful. Now is the time. We are so fortunate that Lord Rama is coming back to his own home after 500 years of struggle, and we are very fortunate.
Now, ahead of the consecration ceremony on the 22nd of January, WION spoke to Amish Tripathi, who is a renowned author, best known for the Shiva trilogy and Ramchandra series. Amish spoke on the global outlook on the historic moment of the temple's consecration. Listen
in. I think India has to be true to its own values. The world will adapt. This is a period of flux. I have been a former diplomat as well. Any period of flux, causes some dissonance. Those who are those who had a seat at the high table in the earlier status quo will obviously not like a change. And India has to try its best to make it easy for other countries to adapt. Some will, some won't. But India's power is rising, and India, through history, has always been a benign power. For most of human history, India was actually among the most powerful nations on earth. Angus Maddison's figures, the brilliant British economic historian, shows very clearly that for most of the first millennium, India was around 35% of the world's GDP for all of the first millennium. And most of the second millennium, we were around 25% of the world's GDP. We had a bad few centuries, 300 years. We are returning now. But in all that period, when India was a very powerful nation, we almost never went abroad outside of the borders of the Indian subcontinent to conquer other lands. We never went around saying you have to follow our religion, otherwise we will destroy your entire culture. We never went and colonized, parts outside the Indian subcontinent. We never had that culture. We are, I would argue, a rather benign power. We fight back hard if someone attacks us, of course. But we don't go looking for a fight. We will be a very benign power. That is the value of Lord Ram. If you think about it, Lord Ram defeated Ravan in battle. But post that, treated the family of Ravan with respect, ensured that Ravan's brother became the king of Lanka, ensured that his army did not mistreat the people of Lanka. He fought Ravan only for the sake of dharma, because Ravan had done something wrong in kidnapping Lord Ram's wife, Goddess Sita. Think about how, in comparison to this, the legend of Troy, how the Greeks behaved when they conquered Troy. How did they behave? Lord Ram's model is very different. And India follows that model. We are historically, we've always been a benign country. That doesn't mean that others can attack us and we will roll over. Of course not. You attack us, we'll fight back hard. But we don't go outside our own borders looking for fights. We don't try to colonize other countries. We've never been like that.